Hello, what's going on, and welcome back to the RTG. And this episode today is going to be a little different than the usual live comms. It's going to have to be post comms. Issues with the audio and that, but a lot has happened. We've got big players potentially moving away from the club, Icon SBC that may have caused us some problems, and well, yeah, I want a big signing. Enjoy. So you should have seen this the other day, but I didn't have an RTG episode, so I apologize for that. But it's the 89 plus FIFA World Cup or Prime Icon SBC. And of course, we're going to do it. It's a Prime Icon. Usually EA give out those over the World Cup editions, and I'm not sure why, because the World Cups are worse. Well, in some cases, like the weak foot and skill move upgrade did help the cards, like Didier Drogba, Bucci, but I'd rather a Prime, to be honest. So our fodder situation is looking pretty poor. The only stuff that we have left are like high rated specials and then just a bunch of 84s. But Vidic we will speak about. I know you've seen him. We'll speak about him in a second. But 89 plus Prime Icon. What's it going to be? Is it going to change the RTG? I'll tell you this. It's Brazilian right wing Jairzinho. It's not Jairzinho. Jairzinho would have been the perfect pull. I've always wanted to try his Prime Icon, and the good thing about him is that you can play him as a striker or a right wing. Garrincha is a clash, as we already have Jairzinho. Garrincha obviously is a good card, he's a Prime, and we had his base version for a good amount of games. I want to say at least 250, 300 games, clutching up in FUT Champions. I've always felt though that Garrincha is a little bit weak, and he doesn't like command that striker position, or he doesn't really feel like a proper middle cam. So if we're going to use him, he's got to be as a right forward. And that's what I did. I decided to switch up the formation. In game, we're going to be running a 4-3-2-1. But this is what I had to settle on just because of chemistry and getting all of these cards in the same team. Now, luckily, we had Tavares that can play left wing and is a fullback. Spinazzola goes right back as well. Bremer gets subbed off for Barella. So this gets switched into a 4 at the back formation. So it does look like a little bit of a mess, or maybe some of you will believe it's creative, which is sweet. But it's just to try out Garrincha in the FUT Champs playoffs. So I've got some highlights of him scoring some nice goals, but I've got a load of things to speak about, right? So basically, the Nemanja Vidic you would have seen, I was thinking about selling him because we bought him for, what was it, 970 or 975. And if you time your sale right, you can get 1.6 million. He's a card that is just going up and down and really pushing to that extinct value, which is mental. And that's a lot of coins. But part of me was thinking, all right, hang on. Do I not want to try Team of the Year Virgil van Dijk alongside of Nemanja Vidic just to see how strong that is in FUT Champions? Because I know that, you know, Ramos is great and all, but Vidic and Virgil together, and then once we've experienced that, we can then sell on Nemanja Vidic. But then I might just fall in love with that combination and I won't want to get rid of it. And it's a lot of money on centre backs. You know how it is. Like, a lot of you guys think that I've already spent too much on Vidic and you want me to sell him and bring in like an attacker. But if we were to like sell everything and not spend much, we've got about 4 mil. 4 million coins is enough to go and pick up like a Pele 95 version, which is great. You've got the potential to go and buy a mid Ruud Gullit, which is mental. And that's another thing that I needed to speak about, right? EA have gone and released a mid SBC. And I think it is mid because it's 1 of 2 instead of 1 of 3. Last year, they'd be bringing out a 3 selection. But sadly, yeah, it's only a 1 or 2 and it's about 300,000 coins. I think we can stretch to it. I know you guys are going to say Fuji do it, and I'm obviously going to do it because, you know, it's an Icon SBC. But it's not, it doesn't really seem that worth. Like R9, Gullit, Vieira, those are the cards that you can benefit from. But yeah, it doesn't really sit well. I think they should have given you a 1 of 3 option, but it is what it is. So that's where we're at right now with the RTG. I've been trying to sell Vidic and then going back on my word, like selling him potentially and then going back. It's been a little bit weird, but I know that looking at how we played this weekend league, I was trying out Eto. That was a little bit of a letdown. You know, it didn't really work out for us, which is fine. I know some of you that will enjoy him, but for me, just didn't really like enjoy myself. So whipping him out and bringing in somebody else is going to be great. But what I feel like I'm lacking with my team are 2 amazing fullbacks. Like Spinazzola is good for the price. I like him. In the right back position, who did we use this weekend league just gone? I can't remember. It's just completely gone over my head. I don't know. Who are we using that position? You guys can let me know in the comments. But whenever I've had like a Capdevere or Cancelo, Ashley Cole, like these elite level fullbacks, I always seem to do a little bit better. And it makes me play just a higher level. It's a lot easier to defend. And that's where I'm usually my most like weak down the fullback positions. So Theo Hernandez that I haven't tried yet, I'd love to bring in because I basically have a Serie A build, but he is so much money, like 1.5 million. And then I can see myself like paying too much for these defenders and not having enough to finish off my side because I do want a fun attacker. But I know some of you will say, well, you've gone and hacked this Jarzinho. Sorry, not Jarzinho. Garrincha. Are you actually going to use him now? Well, Garrincha, the issue with Garrincha is that he's not really a middle cam. He doesn't feel like that strong. Having him as a right striker as well, I mean, it's fine, but it's not really his ideal position. When we were playing him in the 4-3-2-1, he was good. As a right forward, he has speed. I think the difference between like the base to the prime is that he does feel a little bit more direct and faster. And his finishing was nice. I must say, even that playmaking, he has like 95 passing, but you just don't know how that's going to react in game. But it did feel like Pirlo-esque with some of these passes. There was one goal actually that I was intending to play to Mbappe's feet, and it went like through him. It found some guy who was overlapping in a left wing position, and I just shot across goal and scored. So it's one of those where he does have some really nice playmaking quality, and I would rather just do like the close control with him, like less on the skills and just dribble and maneuver him like that. I do like him, but he does basically force me to use a 4-3-2-1, which is fine because I was looking to switch up my formation anyway, but I don't know if I love him yet. It's one of these cards that, yeah, I can play fairly well with him, but I don't know if he's really making me better. Like, there are just cards like Mbappe, Jarzinho, and all these others that just feel a lot more powerful and a lot more meta. And Jarzinho is fun and all, but yeah, I don't know if that's what I want to use. I'm not sure. And also the headache is that it forces me to start a 3-4-3, and then chemistry is just an absolute mess. I'll be real. I don't know. I could drop Jarzinho, but dropping Jarzinho is a bad idea, I tell you. That card is gorgeous. I know I sound ungrateful, but I wish I just packed his prime. Like, prime Jarzinho in the team. Tick it off. It's done. No issues, no headaches. But yeah, this Garrincha is nice. I know some of you would absolutely love him. So anyway, the mid-icon player pick you will most likely see tomorrow. We're going to have that opened. Maybe we will go and pack like a midfielder or a defender or something that, you know, can save us some coins in the long run. But with Vidic, yeah, the decision, I think that if I'm going to sell Vidic, which I was intending to do anyway, if I sell Vidic, I want to replace him with a very good centre-back. And the only one that comes to mind that's going to be better, or on his level, or if not better, which is Virgil van Dijk. Who else is as good as that in a centre-back position? Lucio, World Cup version? I would only want to bring in those two. So I'm fine with getting rid of Vidic, but I am also looking to make upgrades for the account, not just like buying and selling. I want to really put together like a strong team, because we've had like a couple of weekends where I've been testing out like 1 or 2 cards, and you know, I want to bring in like proper quality in my team, and like I say, especially in the fullback positions. But this FUT Champs run went all right. I mean, I think we eventually lost. Yeah, I did lose my last game, so I bottled rank 1. Apologies for that. And the packs were absolutely horrendous. No, seriously, the packs were terrible. I got like 184, so not even worth showing. They were useless, but it allowed me to test out Garrincha anyway. And that was the pass that I was on about. Look at that. I was aiming to Mbappe, and it went straight over to Jarzinho. What a finish. But let's go back to the club. I've got a problem. Vidic sold. You know the idea of playing him alongside Virgil van Dijk? Well, I just logged into the game, and yeah, he sold overnight. Whoops. But maybe it's best. I don't think you guys want to see Vidic and Virgil together. It's going to be far too much money locked into 2 centre-backs. I think you would rather me go and buy like a midfielder or an attacker. Let's be honest. But Vidic, damn man, I'm going to miss him. But his price is bouncing. Like, hopefully he does drop to like 1.3 again or 1.4. But the whole market has gone up, so things are getting a little bit pricey. But I want to take the profit as well. Like, nearly 4.1 million with a couple of extra cards to sell. And then with this mid-icon player pick, I believe we can just about afford it. So if that gives us like an insane centre mid or an attacker, I think the defenders though aren't going to be that great. I mean, a mid version of Maldini, I wouldn't mind so much. Or a mid Carlos Alberto to play as a centre-back. So we could still benefit from this player pick, but it is a shame that it's only a 1 of 2 selection. And Garrincha, I just want to say real quick, I didn't realize how many goals he actually scored for us. I did force it into him a little bit just to test him out, but he was still scoring. So in the 10 games that I played, well, 2 of them, I mean, people are leaving at 0-0. So 10 games, 14 goals, 6 assists. is a pretty good return. And I must say, like, his finishing is great, his passing is excellent, and then on the ball, he's really fun. But, you know, maybe Jarzinho will, like, take over again. Or Garrincha, we can run him for a full weekend league as our right forward in the 4-3-2-1. Because the thing is, I wouldn't play these two together because the 3-4-3 setup is just so annoying. Like having to find wingers to play fullbacks, a centre-back, centre-mid, it just is a bit messy and I don't personally want to do that. So it's either I use one or the other. And maybe for one foot champs, I'll give Garrincha a little bit of a go and see what he can do. So we're basically looking for a left forward for our 4-3-2-1. We're looking for potentially a centre mid, definitely a centre back. Maybe buying the World Cup version of Lucio would be best for chemistry. And maybe go down like, I don't know, the Bundesliga route and test out some of those cards. Because if I buy Virgil, I'm going to have to go and purchase Firmino or some Liverpool cards for Chem. Maybe Robertson will return, or we can purchase Trent. He might be a really good one. I believe he came down because he was re-released in this current promo. So there are possibilities, but 4.1 million coins. Any suggestions for this team, get in the comment section. And sorry about today's episode being like a post-com or live-com, post-com sort of thing. Hopefully everything sorts itself out in my recording for tomorrow. But Icon pick is coming. Take care. Team out. Peace.